Hello, welcome to my channel. This is T-Spec. I am Temitope. Today we'll be sewing these shorts with elastic band waist and also side pockets. So like this video, comment and also subscribe to this channel. Then turn on your notification bell so that you are going to get a notification when I upload a new video. So let's go straight into the tutorial. So I have 1 yard of Ankara here, my scissors, chalk, tape ruler and also an elastic band. So I've folded the fabric into two, and now from the starting point I'm going to be marking 2 inches there. This 2 inches is going to be the spacing to fix the elastic band. So this I'm going to mark a straight line across this, and this line will serve as the starting point. And so the next thing I'll be marking is the length of the short. So for this I'm using length 18. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. And then I'm going to draw a straight line across it. So the next we'll be getting is our crotch depth. So to get the crotch depth, there's something I've shown on the screen here. So you can use this method to get your crotch depth if you don't know how to get that. So just sit on a chair and then place your tape rule from your waist to the bottom of the lower part of the chair. So mine is 10.5. So I've gone ahead to draw a straight line across it. And so this line will be my crotch line. So on this crotch line, I'm going to be dividing my hip measurement by 4. So I've done that, and this is what it gives me. Then I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches to it, and I've gone ahead to mark that. So I'm going to be marking the same thing on the waistline, that beginning line or the upper part, and then I'm going to connect it together with a straight line. So now that's my hip measurement that I measured on my crotch line. I'm going to divide it into 4. So if you cannot do this, you can just fold your tape rule into 4. That will make it easier. And so what you get there is going to be your crotch extension. So here I got about 2 3/4 inches, and so I'm going to mark that as my crotch extension. And also I'm going to be placing it upward at the crotch line like that, and just to make sure that to get the crotch curve. So just like I am doing, you can just use your chalk to make that curve. You can use your curve rule too, but I'll just use my free hand. And so what I have on my crotch line to my crotch extension, I'm going to be measuring that same thing on my short length, just like you see me do. Then I'm going to be coming in by 1/4 of an inch. Then I'll be connecting it to the crotch extension. It is that simple. And so the next thing is I'm going to be needing some allowance to fold the shorts in. So I'm going to be putting 1 inch, and I'll be marking that here at the lower part of the length, just 1 inch to fold the shorts in. So I'm just going to go ahead to mark a straight line. And then I'm going to make sure that I connect it straight to the line. Then on the upper part here, I'm going to extend the crotch extension towards the upper part. Then I'm going to go ahead to cut it. So this is the front part, and this is all for the front pattern. So we'll be drafting the back short now. So I folded my fabric into 2, and then I placed the front pattern on it. You can notice that I have space at the crotch area. So that's basically the difference between the back and the front. I'm just going to be extending my crotch line by 1 inch, and I'll also be doing that at the end of the short too. So this is only the part that is going to be different from the front part. So I'm going to connect the 1 inch extension that I made to the lower part, and also to the 1 inch extension at the lower part for the folding. So I'm going to make sure that it is straight so that I can easily fold it. When it's curved, it will not be easy for me to fold. So then I'm just going to, you can see there is no allowance, no that. This is the starting point. Aside from the 2 inches for the waist, this is the crotch line, and then the end of the short length. Then for the back, I just have the crotch extension by 1 inch. So that's all you need for your short. So this is a very, very simple method to cut your short. And so I'm just going to go ahead to cut. So now I'll be cutting the pocket. So I have 9 inches by 7 inches, and I have the fabric in 4 pieces. So now at that lower part, I'm going to come up by 2 inches and just make a curve like this. And then at the upper part, I'm just going to make a curve to meet the lower part of the pocket, and then just make sure that it's curved. It's nothing serious. It's just making sure that I don't have angles, like every angle is curved. So you can see the way I'm doing it. That point, you're just going to come in by 1 inch at that lower part. Then you make your curve, and the other one just make it curve like that. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut it out. So you can see I have 4 pieces here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is my front pattern. I'm going to join it like that by half of an inch, and also my back pattern, I'm going to be joining it like that by half of an inch. So my front pattern, I'm going ahead to join it, and also the back pattern. So now we'll be placing the pocket. So I'll be coming down from the upper part by 3 inches. Remember that we have 2 inches depth that we are going to be folding for elastic band. And so this pocket, I'm going to be marking 1 inch from the start of the pocket, and then I'm going to be marking 6 inches for the pocket allowance where we are going to put our hand. So now I'm going to mark like half of an inch like this in a rectangular form for the pocket opening. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it just like you see me point out. And you can see that the right side, I'm placing the pocket such a way that the right side is facing the right side of the short. And so I'm going to pin it down and then go ahead to sew that pocket opening area. So I've gone ahead to sew it. So what I'll be doing is in notching the edges, those angles, I'm going to be notching it. Then I'll be flipping it to the other side. So just make sure that you make it flip and make it relax very well. And so this is what I have done. You can see I have the wrong side of the front part now. So I'll be turning it to the right side. And you can see the opening for the pocket. So I'm going to run a stitch on it, like I'm going to top stitch it. So I'm going ahead to top stitch it. So I'm going to be flipping the front short to the wrong side. And then I'm going to be placing the second part of the pocket. So you can see that I make the right side to be facing the right side for the pocket, and I'm going to be sewing it all around. So I've gone ahead to do that. You can see the pocket. So that's the opening. I can tip my hand in it, and I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'll fix the 2 pockets. You can see our front short. So I'm going to bring the back short to it, and then I'm going to be sewing on the sides by half of an inch on both sides. So I've gone ahead to do that, and the next thing we'll be doing now is to join the lower part, the crotch area. So I'm going to be pinning the front crotch area and the back together like this, so that we can get a uniform sewing. And then I'm going to be sewing all around by half of an inch. So I've done that. I've joined the side and also the crotch area. So what we'll be doing now is to fix our elastic band. So I made this elastic band for my waist minus 4 inches. So you can do that to have a firm foot. So I'm going to place it on it like that and then stitch it together. And so I'll be folding it into 2 and be marking the angles just like I am doing. And I'm also going to fold it again, that's into 4, so that I can have 4 different angles. So you can see that I'm chalking those angles because I'll be placing them on the angles of the shorts. So I'm going to start with where I stitch the elastic part where I stitched. So I'm going to placing that on one of the angles of the shorts, so you can see what I am doing. And I'm going to be leaving like half of an inch allowance before placing it. So I'm going to go ahead to pin it down. And so the next angle that I shocked. So I'm going to be stretching it to the next angle of the short. You can see the sewn part, the side of the short. So I'm going to make sure that I pin that together too. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all the 4 angles. So the next short area, I'm going to pull it to meet the next angle of the short. So I'll pin it to making sure that I leave half of an inch allowance at the upper part. And the last one, I'm also going to do the same thing. I've already shocked it, so I'm going to draw it to meet the last angle there. And I'm also going to pin it, making sure that I left half of an inch at the upper part. So I'm just going to run a stitch on this elastic. I'm going to stretch it so that I can align with the fabric. So I'm going to run a stitch around. So you can see I've run a stitch all around, leaving half of an inch allowance at the upper part. And so the next thing we are going to do is with the half of an inch, I'm going to fold it like this, and then fold the whole elastic with the fabric, just like I'm doing. And then I'll be running a stitch on it. I'll be stretching the fabric and then running the stitch all around. So I've gone ahead to do that. You can see how it is looking. That's our waist pocket, and that's basically the short. But then you can leave it like this, or you can also go a step further to run a stitch in between the elastic. So I'll be doing that because I would like to do that. So I'm going to be stretching it. So you can see I've run the stitch on it, the center stitch. This is the elastic. I actually have to stretch the fabric and the elastic to be able to do the stitch. So the next thing is to fold the lower part of the short by 1 inch. The 1 inch, remember the 1 inch allowance we left to fold it in. So that's what we'll be marking. I'll be making sure that we fold by 1 inch and pinning it. We'll be folding on 4 sides of the short so that we can get a uniform fold. So the next angle I'll be folding, I'll be marking, making sure it's 1 inch, and then I'll be pinning it. And then I'm also going to do the same thing to 2 other sides of the short. So I'll just mark about 4 angles so that I can get a uniform fold. So I'm going to be pinning each part so that everything can lay very well. And so what we'll be doing now is to fold the part of the 1 inch by like 1/4 of an inch inside, and then be running a stitch like this. And I'll be running the stitch all around. And I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side. So you can see this is our short. It's already ready. You can see it's the simplest short ever. So the pockets, the elastic waist and everything, and it's very, very comfortable. So kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video, and give your comment. See you in my next video.